All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into one of the biggest, most stressful financial decisions you'll probably ever make. When should you start claiming Social Security? We're going to cut through all that noise, all the conflicting advice, by using a simple framework from someone who has literally seen it all, a former Social Security manager.
And right off the bat, let's start with a really powerful statement from our source. This is a guy who's helped millions of people with this exact problem, and he is so clear about this. He says, stop it. There's no magic number. So whatever you've heard from so-called experts, just forget it.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If there's no single right age, how on earth are you supposed to decide? Well, here's the thing. It's not a math problem to be solved. It's more like a personal puzzle. And today, we're going to give you all the pieces you need to put your puzzle together.
So first things first, let's talk about the biggest source of confusion, all that conflicting advice that's floating around out there.
You've heard it, right? You're leaving money on the table if you don't wait until 70. Or maybe, only a fool takes benefits at 62. This kind of black and white advice is not just unhelpful, it completely ignores the single most important variable in the entire equation, you. And this slide just nails the core conflict perfectly. On one side, you've got these generic financial models that are obsessed with one thing, maximizing your lifetime payout. But on the other side, you've got your actual life, your health, your family's needs, your immediate financial situation. And guess what? Those two things often don't line up.
Which brings us to the most important principle for making a smart choice, and this comes straight from our source. This right here is the key. Your neighbor, your brother-in-law, they might have waited until 70, and that could have been the absolute perfect decision for their life. But that has zero bearing on what's right for yours. This is not a test with one right answer. It's a strategy that you have to design for your own unique circumstances.
Okay, so if it's all about you, what are the right questions to be asking yourself? Well, our source lays out a really simple framework of 6 key questions to build your personal strategy. You don't need some super complex financial calculator. It's much simpler than that. According to our source, you just need to honestly answer 6 critical questions. And here it is. Think of this as your personal decision-making toolkit. It goes way beyond simple math to what actually matters. Do you need the money? What about your family, your health, taxes, your own investment style? And yeah, even your gut feeling on the future of this system itself. Let's dig into these a little bit. Question number 1, the most important one. Do you need the money right now? If the answer is a clear yes, our source calls that a slam dunk. The decision is basically made for you. Now, the only catch is you need to be aware of something called the earnings limit if you plan to keep working, and we're going to break that down in just a minute. This one is huge, and so many people miss it. Your decision is not made in a vacuum. If you've got a spouse who's waiting to claim spousal benefits, or you have minor or disabled children, guess what? They can't get a dime until you file. So waiting until 70 for a bigger check for yourself might mean your family misses out on 5, 6, even 8 years of payments they could be getting right now. And the other questions are just as personal. You got to be brutally honest about your health. Does your family history suggest you'll live to be 100, making it worth the wait? What about taxes? Is this extra Social Security income going to bump you into a higher tax bracket? Then there's investing. Are you the kind of person who thinks, hey, I can take that money at 62 and invest it myself and do better than the 8% a year I get for waiting? And finally, your political outlook. Are you worried about the future of the system and just want to get the money while you know it's there? Only you can answer these questions. Okay, let's zoom in on one of the most confusing rules that trips up so many people, that earnings limit we just mentioned. So the rule sounds pretty simple, right? But the devil is in the details. It only applies if you claim your benefits before your full retirement age and you keep working. The second you hit that full retirement age, boom, you can earn $1 billion a year and it won't reduce your check by a single penny. Okay, now listen up, because this is a piece of insider info that is absolutely crucial. In your very first year of claiming, Social Security can use a monthly earnings test, and this is huge. What does that mean? It means if you decide to retire in, say, July, they don't care that you already made 50 grand between January and June. They just look at what you make from July onward. As long as you stay under that monthly limit, you're golden. So many people get this wrong, and they end up losing out on months and months of benefits they were entitled to.
And hey, if you do go over the limit, it's not like it's a penalty. For every $2 you earn over that cap, Social Security just temporarily withholds $1 of your benefits. But here's the kicker. That money isn't gone forever. Nope. Once you hit your full retirement age, they recalculate your benefit, and they actually credit you for those months they withheld money. It ends up increasing your check for the rest of your life.
So, with all these variables, your health, your family, these tricky rules, is there any way at all to know for sure that you made the absolute perfect call?
Well, the math does give us one piece of clarity. It's called the break-even point. You see, if you claim early at 62, you get more cash up front. If you wait till 70, you get a much bigger monthly check. Those two lines usually cross somewhere around age 80. So if you live past 80, waiting was the better financial bet. If you don't, well, then claiming early was. The only problem is, none of us has a crystal ball.
And this leads us to a very direct, maybe a little blunt, conclusion from our source. The only time anyone can tell you with 100% certainty when you should have taken your benefits is after you're gone. And by then, it's a little too late.
And really, this is what it all boils down to. The goal isn't to find some perfect, mathematically optimized answer. Because, let's be honest, it doesn't exist. The real goal is to stop chasing perfection and instead use this framework, ask yourself these 6 questions, and make your best informed guess. A decision that you can feel confident about, one that works for you and your life right now. So armed with this perspective, the question really isn't, what's the best age to retire? The real question is, what does my best guess look like? And now, you've got the tools to start figuring that out.